What if I told you that one man built a $1 billion empire, smuggled tons of drugs into the United States, bribed president, escaped from maximum security prison, not once, but twice, and still ended up in a prison more secure than any fortress on earth, right? Meet Joaquín Guzmán, the mastermind behind the world's most powerful drug cartel, the Sinaloa Cartel. But how did a poor boy from rural Mexico become one of the most feared criminals in history? And how did he finally get caught? This is the story of Guzman. Born on April 4, 1957 in La Tuna, Sinaloa, Mexico, Guzman grew up in poverty. His father was a cattle rancher, but like many in the region, he was also involved in small-scale drug trafficking, with little opportunity for a better life. Young Guzman turned to the drug trade. By his teenage years, he was already cultivating marijuana and opium poppy, and by the 1980s he was working under the Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo, the head of the infamous Guadalajara cartel. El Chapo was ruthless, ambitious, and master of logistics. He made sure shipments of cocaine, heroin, and marijuana moved efficiently across the US Mexico border. When Gallardo was arrested in 1989, the cartel splintered and Guzman saw an opportunity. That's when he founded the Sinaloa Cartel, a criminal empire that would soon dominate the global drug trade. El Chapo wasn't just a drug dealer, he was a businessman, an innovator, and master of corruption. He revolutionized drug smuggling using underground tunnels, equipment with air conditioning, and rail tracks, submarines, and even cans of jalapenos to hide drugs. At the height of his power, his cartel supplied over 25% of all illegal drugs entering the United States, generating billions in revenue. His wealth allowed him to bribe politicians, police officers, and military officials, ensuring that no one could touch him. But power comes at a price. As the cartel grew, so did the violence. The Sinaloa cartel waged war against the rival cartels, leaving thousands dead. El Chapo became infamous for torture, beheading, and mass executions. Cities became war zones, civilians lived in fear. The drug war was spiraling out of control. The Mexican government, under increasing pressure from the US, had to act, and so the hunt for El Chapo began. In 1993, the El Chapo was arrested in Mexico. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. But prison did not stop him. With millions of dollars in bribes, he lived like a king inside the maximum security prison, running his cartel from behind bars. And then in 2001 he did the impossible. He escaped by hiding inside a laundry cart. With the help of corrupt guards, he walked free, disappearing into the mountains of Sinaloa. For over a decade, he remained untouchable, expanding his empire even further. The US government listed him as a public enemy number one, a title previously held only by Al Capone. In 2014, after years of pursuit, Mexican authorities finally captured him. This time he was sent to the high security Altiplano prison. But El Chapo had a plan. In July 2015, he pulled off one of the greatest prison escapes in history. His men had a drug-mile-long tunnel leading directly to his cell. The tunnel was equipped with lightning, ventilation, and even motorcycles on rails to speed up his escape. When guards checked his cell, he was gone. Just like that, the world's most wanted man had vanished again. The world was in shock, but El Chapo's biggest mistake. He couldn't resist fame. He tried contacting Hollywood producer to make a movie about his life. That call helped authorities to track him down. In January 2016, after a deadly raid, El Chapo was finally captured in Los Mochis, Sinaloa. This time there were no more tunnels, no more bribes, no more escapes. Only 1 year later, he was extradited to the United States to face trials. In 2019, the US court found him guilty on multiple charges, including drug trafficking, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit murder. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. Today, he is locked away ADX for Florence, the most secure prison in the US, known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies. The Alcatraz of the Rockies. His cell is a tiny, windowless box, no tunnels, no bribes, no escape. For a man who once controlled an empire, his empire now fits inside 7 into 12-foot prison cell. El Chapo's story is one of power, corruption, and ultimate downfall. His legacy, a trial of violence, billions in blood money, and global war on drugs that still rages on. But the real question is, did they really capture the last drug lord? Or is another kingpin already rising in his palace? Thank you for listening this story. Subscribe our channel, share this video. Thank you so much.